Okay.
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what are the leaves into a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He was like, who is this nigga? But like that, where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath Alham wa Aidya Yahaw. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so Al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, like, afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a
kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jew-ish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was...
All right. Okay, shalom. This is the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. Started out at 125th Street, Harlem, in New York. All right, teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians according who they are according to the Bible. All right, who we are according to the Bible, and what we must do as a nation of people, and how we must be as a nation of people. All right, the Bible says to gather ourselves together. Okay, we have classes throughout the week. We have classes Monday. We have the law class by Officer Mawasa and Officer Ariella. On Wednesday, we have the scripture break, the history class, done by Officer Dongabar. All right, bringing out all the histories in Britain and all that, you know, what they've done to black people in Ireland and all of England, etc. Right, and so on and so forth, man. Scripture breakdown, the scripture breakdown class by Captain Karafia. All right, that's on the Thursday, and on the that's throughout the week in the school. All right, that's through Birmingham B18 5PW, and that's on Lodge Road. All right, on the Friday we have the Lashwan Kodash. That's the Hebrew class. So we have the language which we spake before slavery, before captivity, before colonialism. All right. When blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians had one language and one speech before Columbus, before the transatlantic slave trade, man. All right. You understand? Then we have also Monday and Thursday, we have the real-time revelations, also done by Officer Raoban, all right? Along with the, and that's from 6 till 7, all right? Along with the last one, Kodash, as well, all right? So that's what we got during the week. And on the Saturday, we have the Sabbath service. And today, again, is the Brotherhood class, man. All right, also in Christ. So we're going to get into, what's the title? Is segregation a good or a bad thing? All right, good or bad? Is segregation good or bad? Is it a good thing that we segregate, or is it a bad thing that we segregate, right? You know, in times of Jim Crows and all those things, right? Was it good for our people, for our nation? Because it's always good for other nations. Whether we segregate or not, it's always, well, whether if we, no, let me just get into the class, because. All right, so today we have the Brotherhood class done by myself as Officer Tazapuan, and my reader today is Salakia.
Officer Abaniga.
Officer Abaniga, all right? Couldn't get it out, couldn't get it. All right, so let's get into, so we're going to go straight into the thingy first, but you can hold Genesis 47 and 47 and 1.
Sweet.
All right, 47 and 1, and I'll share this thingy first of all. Share. That's not this one. Oh yeah. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can see this. Okay. Can you see that, Aban?
It's loading. Yeah, now I can see it. Sweet.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to read that, Baba Kasha?
Come on. Wait. So it says whites only community plotting expansion to another state as its efforts to build a white nation continue.
Right. So they look at so like your whites only communities, all right, plotting expansion. So they got whites only town, or they looking to have this white only town. So they've all bought lands up. Read on.
Khan, return to the land and ethno-nationalist living community in remote Arkansas that welcomes only people with traditional views and European ancestry, reportedly planning new project in Missouri.
Okay. So European ancestry, that could be these Jewish people, the Germans, and mainly in America, right? Well, if you're
Caucasian, all right, or European ancestry, you can join this community, whites only communities, as you can see. All right. So this ain't for black people, so-called black people that's that's got white and so-called white in them, shall I say. All right, this is not for them. All right. This is the white people that want to segregate themselves and they want their own community. So that's why I titled it is segregation a good or bad? Right? Segregation a good thing or a bad thing? All right. And we're gonna let the Bible answer, give the answer to that. All right. Because all through the Bible, actually read on. I'll explain that in a bit. Let me just read on, Papa Bashar. Is that just
can you scroll down?
Scroll down, yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No sweat. You read that already, innit?
Yeah, that's the title.
Pressing up. Have I gone too far down? We'll scroll
no, just there. That's the start.
Can't read that, because
Can't. A far-right ethno-nationalist group that has set up a whites-only community in a remote part of the Ozarks in the northeastern Arkansas is reportedly exploring the possibility of expanding north to Missouri. Return to the Land, which describes itself as a private membership association for individuals with traditional views and European ancestry, opened its first community in Arkansas.
So yeah, this is whites only. All right, you have to be a European, all right, a Caucasian, in order to be in this place, right? No so-called blacks and any other race. Okay, have to be whites only. Read on.
Ancestry opened its first community in Arkansas in October 2023 and is now considering entering a second state, likely near Springfield, according to NBC regional affiliate KSNT. The group is opposed to mass immigration, multiculturalism, and forced integration, and reportedly does not welcome.
Read that again. The group.
The group is opposed to mass immigration, multiculturalism.
Right. So the group is opposed. So it's against mass immigration. It's against immigration. All right. Mass immigration, people influxing in, and so on and so forth. These are the oppressors that they don't like the fact that other nations are coming into their into the land. It's not their land, by the way. This is a land that they captured from the native Indians, all right, from the natives on that land, all right? So they stolen the land that they're on right now, the oppressors on right now, is stolen property, is stolen land. They have not returned the pledge. They ain't giving it back, all right? They ain't giving it back to the natives. They ain't giving the natives any land. They took all the land for themselves and put the natives on reservations and those types of things, right? That's what the oppressors have done. But in the same land, they want to segregate themselves and have a part for their own selves, and only white people or Europeans can be a part of it. Read on. They oppose
and forced integration, and reportedly does not.
They oppose mass immigration, multiculturalism. There you go. So they're against multicultural, like race mixing, against multiculturalism, race mixing, and all different races, bundled up, that melting pot, right? But the Bible's against that also. The Bible's against that, man. That great big melting pot where all nations just come together and so-called become one, man. There is no such thing. It won't happen, man. All right? Because the Lord is against it. All right? Most High is against multiculturalism as well. All right? So are they doing something good or bad? But read on.
And reportedly does not welcome non-white, non-Christians, or LGBT plus people.
So they don't welcome. They don't welcome. What was it? They don't welcome non-white. right? If you're not white, you're not welcome. All right. If you're black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, guess what? You ain't welcome to this city, to their city. All right, to their town. So what they're doing, they're building their own town. All right. But this is nothing new because they've always been whites only towns. Always. There's never been a time when there's never a whites only town. Everywhere you go, there's a whites only town. You understand? And they bundle up. They tend to bundle up black people in the cities where they can control our people, and they can, you know, give our people guns and drugs and different things, you know, liquor stores on all the corners to destroy our people. Right? Like they just, you know, cage them in, and they're around us. They got all the countrysides and all the farming areas, you know, they got all the infrastructure all the way around us, where we're just in the middle, and then we got to go to them for stuff, right? So they have us like that, relying on them. They've done this on purpose, all right? They don't want us to have our only black only towns, or black, Hispanics, and Native Indian only towns. They don't want us to have that, but they want to have it, okay? But the Lord says something different. The Most High says different, okay? So there ain't nothing wrong with them having their own whites only towns, and there ain't nothing wrong with us, black people, Hispanics, and Native Indian having our black only towns. All right. So that's the point. There ain't nothing wrong with them having it, and there ain't nothing wrong with us having it, man. All right. Read on. We'll finish this bit and then we'll come off this.
Non-Christian or LGBT people.
So non-Christian, if you're not Christian, if you're not, according to them, if you're not Christian, you can't be there. And if you're an LGBT, wait, non-Christian, wait, what
is not welcome. Saying? Not welcome.
Reportedly does not welcome non-white. Yeah, if you're not white, non-Christian. So if you're not a Christian, you can't join them as well, right? This is where black people's money's gone into also. You know, that money that, you know, black people spend in the churches when they give money, when they give tithes in the church, it goes to these oppressors to build all their strength and all their infrastructures and rule over us. That's where it goes to. You know why we know that? Because it does not go to the black community. It does not go back to black people where it should go. That pastor's got to give back to their higher heads than him, the black pastor I'm talking. It's got to give to the white pastor above him. You understand? That's where all our money goes, right? Like where's it? Pastor Wayman Mitchell in Tucson, Arizona, right? That's where all our money was going to. It goes to the oppressors, man. That's why we ain't got nothing to show for it, right? The black pastor he's hired by these other oppressors. Then he sells the people out, all right? He gets his money and he's cut out of it, all right? And then he sends the rest of the money back to the oppressor. That's all above him, right? In the higher churches and so on and so forth, right? Where are we up to? Read on. Yeah, so it's like your non-whites, you got to be white. Have to be a Christian according to them, right? Or non-LGBT, again, according to them. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying. It can't be LGBT. Plus, read on from there.
Khan, explaining that its members are seeking to separate ourselves from a failing modern society and return to pastoral living.
Pastoral. Yeah. Are you on your phone, or can you look up that term? Pastoral.
Yeah, okay.
Pastoral. Don't know if it's a pastor or what, but I don't know.
Pastoral is.
So they want
to.
So they want to separate themselves from a failing modern society, and I agree with that. You understand? I fully agree with that. They want to separate themselves from a failing society. And the reason why I agree with them with that is that's what the Lord wants us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do also. The Lord wants us, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, to separate ourselves, you understand, from a failing modern society, from a failing world, not just a society, but the world which we live in today. The Lord wants us, whether it be the Middle Eastern society or the Asian society, the Chinese society. You understand? Oppressive society, this Western hemisphere, this society here. The Lord wants us to separate ourselves from this society as well. All right? Because guess what? We're the Lord's chosen people. So what the oppressors, they want to separate because they see something wrong with the society. It is destroyed, man. And guess what? It's their society. It's their society that they set up and constructed around us, right? Fabricated, that's the term. They fabricated this society around us, and now it's falling apart. And these particular oppressors want to jump ship and go and do have their own society separate from the rest of their peers, right? Because they understand that society that their peers is created, that great melting pot, you understand, is falling to pieces, man. So they want to go one side and create their own society now, all right? Which there's nothing wrong with that, all right? There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, they see that they should separate. What do we see, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man? How do we look at this greater picture? You understand? How do we see it? Should we continue with this delusion of inclusion? Will we continue to be deluded that we're included in this fabricated society, or will we wake up and see what's really going on, that even the oppressors don't like the system that they create and they jump in ship? Should we not get out of that boat before it sinks, man? Should we not get out of that Titanic that the oppressors have created before it sinks with them and us? Should we not separate ourselves from that and have our own separate society? You understand? Let's see what the Bible says. Let's see what our God says in the Bible. All right. Where you find the black God, Hispanic and Native Indian God, is in this holy Bible, man. King James 16:11. All right. And the Bible states that what we should do. We're going to find out. Finish up that, Bible.
The definition, or finish up the read
the definition and then just finish this up. Go on. Read.
Pastoral living refers to a lifestyle that is closely connected to the countryside, nature, and often farming or herding. It typically evokes images of simplicity, peace, and a slower way of life, away from the hustle and complexity of cities.
Right, and they conquered the whole earth, man. And guess how they conquered the world? With war, man. Blood, guts, and gore. God, gold, and glory. That's how they conquered this world, man. Not the Most High God, not the God of our fathers. You understand? Their God was money. Their God was wealth. Their God was oil, and all the resources is their God. You understand? Money is their God. And they conquered. The more money they was making, the more power the more they were empowered to do all these things, man. The more they accumulated, the more they wanted. And to the point where even they want to jump ship, man, and create their own society. And they want to now go back to they want now a peaceful, after they wreaked havoc in the whole atmosphere and the whole earth. You understand? They want a separate and peaceful society now, far away from the hustle and bustle of life and so on and so, what they created in the first place, which shows you that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. They are so deceptive. You understand? They create a war, and they want to be the one to hand you peace. You understand? They create problems and leave us in the squalor. You understand? That's what they do, man. Create problems and leave us in the squalor, and they jump ship and make a separate, nice, peaceful society. Look at look at our neighborhood, man. Look at our communities where black people dwell. There's no peace there, man. Pure war. Where did the guns and jugs and all that come from? The oppressors put it there, man. Now they want to have peace. Where does this earth come from with all this war and all this stuff going on in the earth today? The oppressors created all the drama in the earth, all the war, all the evils. The Bible says when the wicked rule, the earth mourn, the people mourn, when the wicked are in rulership. And that's what's going on right now. The wicked are in rulership. Even the oppressors from that same oppressive lineage of people want to jump ship and go and have a peaceful society after they created havoc in the earth and war everywhere. You understand? Salakia. Read that again, Baba, because our pastoral living. One more time.
Living. Come on. Pastoral living refers to a lifestyle that is closely connected to rural, agricultural, or countryside living, especially one that is simple.
And that's a living that we're used to. We're used to peace, and we're used to a pastoral living in the countryside. Living off the land. That's black culture, man. Hispanic, Native Indian, that's our culture. You understand? We're the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. We're Jacob's children, man. And that's how we used to live peacefully off the land. And here comes the oppressors with his guns and his musket guns and his bombs and all those things and create havoc. You stretch out your hand of peace and he stabs you in your face. You understand? Because in his mind, in his heart, the Bible says is war. All right? You make peace, you make a peace treaty, and he breaks every single last one of them. You understand? And then he wants to jump ship and go and create his own separate society away from everybody else. Takes your land away, and then takes our land away, I should say, and then want to make on that same land he wants peace. He wants to go and separate himself and have a pastoral living, all right, where he can raise cattle and all those things and live off the land and live peacefully. He wants peace now after he brought war and death and destruction and blood to this land, right? Walking on the blood of walking on the bones and blood of the natives, man. You understand, of the Native Indians, etc. Walking on the blood of bones of black people. And they want to go and build on the same land and have peace. Right? The Bible says they ain't going to get peace because they love blood, man. And they pursue blood. Therefore, blood shall pursue them. All right? However, for the time being, until Christ returns with 2 million angels, you understand, they can have their separate society, man. And they can do those things. But guess what, black man? When are we, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, when are we gonna have our separate society, man? That's the question, right? Where they can't come in, all right? No LGBT, no Christians can come in our society. You understand? Because Christians uphold white supremacy. Christians uphold these people, right? That's why they say non-Christians. Now, how could you be a Christian and go around murdering the whole earth, man? Slaughtering everybody in the earth that was living in peace in the first place. And every single peace treaty the so-called Christian oppressors made, they broke every single last one of them. And that shows us we can't trust in no Christianity, man. No Christian insanity. That's why we say it like that. I say it like that, right? Christian insane to believe we can follow that slave religion, man. You understand, that slave way of life. All right, we got to separate from these nations, just like these oppressors are trying to separate from the society that they created, man, or their people created as well. Read on. I finished.
You want a white nation, build a white town. RTTL's co-founder Eric Orwell asks in a X video promoting the initiative. It can be done where we're doing it.
Mm-hmm. And they're gonna do it. Listen, they've always been a white town anyway. You understand? Wherever black people are, where there's white people there, guess whose town it is, man? Guess whose town? You don't have to have a specific white town. You don't have to have literally, just where the white people dwell alone. If they even dwell amongst our people, guess whose town it is, man? It's the white man's town. Well, ask the natives in America whose town it is, man. Ask the natives in America whose land it is, meaning not whose land it originally was, but whose land it is now. Can you see Donald Trump on it?
Yeah.
You can see that picture as well. There you go. That's whose land it is now, man. Can you see him? Donald Trump on there, yeah?
Yeah, to the right.
On that thing there. That's whose land it is now, man. The Bible says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. That's whose land it is now. It's not their land originally, but they stole it, man. They murdered for it. They killed for it. They molested for it, right? And that's how it's in their hands today. And that's why the earth is in mourning, man. Because the Bible says when the wicked rule the earth, the people mourn. And every nation is mourning because why? The wicked man is ruling today. The wicked nation is ruling today. And even that wicked nation want to jump ship and have a peaceful pastoral society. See that? Yeah, man. Because they created something that they can't even control themselves. Man. All right? They created a society, a disgusting society. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Lucky. 1 second. Post to glad thing come. No. Right, that's gone, yeah?
Con, yeah.
Right. I don't know what the hell is fucking showing that bullshit, but it's not what I'm trying to. Right, let me go back over here now. Right, so you finish that's it on that anyway. On that, no, on that. On that now. Let's go back to here. All right. So let's get some scriptures. What the Lord says we must do as black people, man. Hispanic and Native Indian people, we're one. We're one nation. We're the seed of Jacob. When you read this Bible and it talks about the children of Israel, the Israelites, and what would happen to the Israelites, and where would we will be in the last days under these oppressors ruling over us. This is where we are, man. All right. So that's why we tell our people who they are according to the Bible. We can do that because why? We've got the knowledge of the Most High now. So I keep trying to got the knowledge of the Most High now, man. This one here. All right, read that, Baba Kushar, Genesis chapters 47 and start from 1. Baba Kushar.
Genesis chapter 47, verse 1. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan.
So we was in the land of Canaan, and this is when the Israelites are coming down into Egypt because there was a famine in the earth. There was a famine in the land. All right, and everyone had to come to Egypt at that point to buy food, including the Israelites. But Joseph, their brother, that they sold into slavery, they sold into Egypt, was there, man. There was a Hebrew in Egypt, an Israelite in Egypt, man, from the tribe of Joseph, which is the stick of Ephraim today. All right. All right. What was Ephraim today? Oh, some tribes. Puerto Rico. Which one's Ephraim? Do you know of the tribes?
Ephraim is Puerto Rico.
Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans. Okay, come. Yeah, they're the tribe of Ephraim today. All right. Joseph. That's the stick of Joseph. All right. So they was in Egypt, and the sons of Jacob came down to dwell in Egypt. Read on.
And behold, they are in the land of Goshen.
And we was in the land of Goshen. We wasn't like today in the Americas, in the Western Hemisphere. We're in the land, we're in this land, but we're amongst everybody. Like any other nation could be your neighbor. You could have a white neighbor on the left side, and you can have a Chinese neighbor on the right side, and either the next door, but one or two or whatever. You can have an African neighbor there, and across the road you got some white neighbors, and so on. And so just all nations, just all bundled up amongst each other now. Or in Goshen, in Egypt, our people, the 12 tribes of Israel, here had our own land. Read on.
Verse 2. And he took some of his brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, what is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers.
Read on.
Verse 4. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, for to sojourn in the land are we come, for thy servants have no pasture for their flocks, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore, we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land make thy father and brethren to dwell.
In the what of the land? In the best. I'll just say in the best of the land. So Pharaoh gave the Israelites the best of the land. Right? It wasn't no shabby place. Didn't give them the worst part. He gave them the best. He gave them a good part of the land. Right? And the best part of the land. Right? That's what Pharaoh did in honor of Joseph. All right, read on.
And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of thy land make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen let them dwell. And if thou knowest any men of activity among them, then make them rulers over my cattle. And Joseph brought into Jacob his father, and set him before Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, How old art thou?
So when Jacob blessed Pharaoh, why? Because if he blessed the Israelites, it's told to Abraham, right? It's told by the Lord to Abraham, whoever blessed thee, the Lord will bless. Whoever blessed thy seed, which is the children of Israel, they will be blessed. Whoever cursed thee, they shall be cursed. So whoever treat us bad, whoever treat the Israelites bad, black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, guess what? Their reward is to be treated bad. Their reward is what they done to us shall be done unto them. All right? Meaning Christ, when Christ come with 2 million angels and see how bad these oppressors have treated us, he's going to deal with them. All right? Vengeance is the Lord's. All right? So that's the point right there. So if they treat us good, they'll be blessed, man. Pharaoh was blessed for how he treated us. Egypt was blessed. That's why Egypt still had corn, man. And who saved it? Who made Egypt have corn? Pharaoh wouldn't know what to do, man. The wisest men of Pharaoh didn't have a clue. Pharaoh's priests didn't have no idea what to do, man. Right? They couldn't even interpret the dream when you go further up. Well, guess who could, man? A Hebrew Israelite. You understand? From the tribe of from Joseph, from you'd say Ephraim today. You'd say Puerto Ricans today. Right? All right, that's what you'd say today. Read on.
Verse 9. And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, The days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land.
In the best of the land the Israelites got, man. All right, read on.
In the land of Ramesses. And Pharaoh had commanded, as Pharaoh had commanded. Verse 11. And Joseph,
12.
Verse 12. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren, and all his father's household with bread.
And who's doing that for black? Who's doing that for black people today? Who's doing that for Hispanics and Native Indians today, man? Who's nourishing black people with bread today, helping us with food and substances today, man? Right, to sustain our lives and so on. Make sure we're not living, in the most redundant areas, man. You understand? The rundown towns. We got the rundown towns these days. In Egypt, in this captivity. Actually, it wasn't captive just yet, but in this place, we was living the best life, man. We was together. We was in the land by ourselves. Wasn't what do you call it? Segregated. No, it wasn't. We were segregated. We wasn't included. What is it called? That wasn't
integrated.
Integrated. That's the term. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. It wasn't integrated, man. Right? Because integration destroys our nation. It makes us weak. Integrations weaken us, man. And they've broken us down from the inside, from the interior. Have us going against each other and destroying each other from the inside. That's why your jugs come in, your guns come in, your sellouts come in. Right? Your Sambo coons come in there, man. Right? The pastors come in there, man. That's why come back on. It's like pastors come in and destroy the flock, man. Right? The pastors come in and the pastors scatter the sheeps of the Lord's flock, man. They scatter us in different denominations. You understand? That's what they do, because they hired servants. If they don't teach what the oppressor says, well, they ain't gonna get no money. They ain't gonna get their seat, their position, man. Just like the Pharisees and scribes back in the days. They said if we leave Christ alone, we ain't gonna. The Romans are gonna take away our place in nation, man. Right? Same thing they're saying today. If we teach the truth, then we ain't gonna get no buildings. We ain't gonna have nowhere to teach. We ain't gonna make no money. You understand? We're gonna have few people listening, because that's what we teach the truth in the ISUPK. And guess what we got? Few people listening. Do you understand? Now we can go and teach lies and all that stuff like TD Jakes and have a whole gigantic a stadium full of people, man. But guess what? We ain't gonna teach lies to our people. We're gonna feed the flock. We're gonna feed the flock, man. Whether it be one or two, or how many brothers or how many sisters come into this truth, we're gonna feed the flock nonetheless. And we ain't gonna trick and lie to our people for what? For money. We ain't gonna sell our people out for gain, to gain the whole world, right? To gain wealth and whatever else, a big house, a car, fancy house, and then what? You lose your soul, man. You lose your whole life. You lose your nation. Like I look around for my brothers and sisters, for my nation of people, man. Just like every other nation look out for theirs. And when you look in the black neighborhood, when you look in Moss Side, Hume, Old Trafford, Longside, you understand, Cheetham Hill. When you look in Newtown, Handsworth, you understand. When you look in all of them places there, right? Aston. When you look in Luton, when you look in London, when you look in Catford, Neasden, when you look in you understand? What's that? The main part of London, Brixton. When you look in Brixton, man, you don't see our people no more, man. You don't see our people no more. You understand? As a community as you once did. Now it's run by everybody and all other nations, man. See that? Because we're being mixed amongst them. We're being, what do you call that before? What do you say?
Integrated.
Integrated, that's it. Like appliances, man. Integrated appliances. You know what I mean? You get, there's so much appliance out there and on the market. It's a free. It's nothing now. Not worth nothing. We're amongst these nations, and we're not worth nothing amongst them, man. We become integrated when we are supposed to be a special people unto the Lord our God. We're a special people, man. Our life is valuable to the Most High. You understand? Our life is most valuable to the Most High, man. And here we are dying off and just being destroyed, not knowing who we are and all those things, man. Right? But read on.
Verse 13. And there was no bread in the land, for famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine.
So everyone got fainted, man, weak, no hope, you understand, and because of the famine. All right, read on.
Verse 14. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the
money, jump to 20. Jump to 27.
27. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly.
So we had land. We had land in Egypt, man. We had possession in Egypt, and we grew as a nation of people. You see what happens when we're together, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man? We grow, man. Excuse me. We multiply. We become strong. We become strong, man. So there ain't no problems. You understand? With separation? It's the best thing. What they say, segregation. Is segregation good or bad? It's a good thing, man. According to the Bible, we are supposed to segregate. You understand? We are supposed to segregate. Now we can work amongst each other and those things. Business can still go on amongst other nations.
Sweet, as the top one was saying about segregation. Segregation is not good for the black community because we've tried to segregate. No, segregation is good for the black community because every time we've segregated where we can build an economy between our people, we've flourished as a nation. There's many different representations of that where it's grown the community rather than depreciated it. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if you bring up the term segregation, they'll be the ones to fight against you the most. Everyone wants to fight against black segregation, but they'll never fight against the East Indian man hiring his people. They'll never fight against Chinatown only hiring their people over a black man that can speak English better than their people. But as soon as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians want to integrate, want to stop integrating and want to make their own society better, that's when other people get mad. That's when them other nations start to fight against you. That's when that's when these KKK people want to come and start breaking down your businesses and start burning them down. There's many representations of that in the past where they've the black businesses would have been thriving and it would have been getting up, but the oppressors burned down the businesses. I can't remember what it's called, but I know it happened. It was Black Wall Street. That's what it was, where we had our own society, our own rulership, our own government, and we were able to build a good society where we weren't unaliving each other at the rate we are now, where we weren't robbing and stealing from each other, where we were actually working together to create ecosystems, to create a community, to create a government, and we governed our part of the land, and we were able to build a great society. And unfortunately, that was burned down by our oppressors, and that's happened many times as different times that it's happened. And with that, you understand that segregation is the greatest thing that can happen for black people. If we segregate and stop thinking that the white man is God, and stop glorifying white people for every little thing that they do, and stop depreciating black people for every little bad thing that they do, once we start pushing our nation and pushing our laws and pushing our culture, our good things in our communities, then we become as great as their communities. We will become better than their communities because we're God's people, God's chosen people. And that's what we should be striving to do. We should be striving to get our people out of this integration mindset, because when you're in your integration mindset, what you're serving is a white God. What you're serving is, whether you're serving Christianity, which is literally a white God. If you're not serving Christianity, you're serving your leader or whoever the prime minister is or the president is. You're serving them, which is another white God. That's all it is, because they in power of everyone and they want to change everything. They playing as God, but they ain't as good as God. They ain't got the power as God. They ain't got the intelligence, the same intelligence as God does, but they want to be in power. They working as God. And if we following them, if we believing in everything they say, we'll be destroyed. Like we're destroyed right now as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We ain't got our culture. We haven't got our rules. We haven't got our government. We haven't even got like a police. We haven't got anything in the black community. So that's what we're building in the ISUPK. In the ISUPK, we need to build you up now. It's up now. We need to build our communities. We need to build our, what's it called? Police force. Because if you have a police force, if you can govern the people, then you can govern the rules. But if you don't govern the rules, like these brothers in the article that we brought up before, they want to segregate and govern the rules and make agriculture. Like blacks, Hispanics, and Asians, if we'd done that, we would create a great agriculture. However, it will more than likely be destroyed. That's why in our growth to this segregation, we need to be following these laws, statutes, and commandments, because that's when the real brotherhood comes. That's when the real building of a Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian nation comes. That's when we segregate from them and we're able to have our own communities that are much greater than theirs when Christ returns with his angels and destroys their communities and destroys their segregation and destroys their way of living. You back to top one? You're on mute if you are back. Not sure. So to conclude my point anyway, segregation has worked very well for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. When we were able to segregate and make our own rules and our own leadership, we had our own people. We're around our own people. So now you ain't seeing our stores and then going to a white man's store because it's cheaper. Wait. Cons, what I was saying is separation has been good for the black community. The black communities that have been able to separate, like we've made movements. The movements now weren't with the Lord, but the movements have put us in a place where we put our people over their people. That's the place that we need to be all the time. If we put blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians over their people all the times, then instead of going to a white shop to buy your groceries, you'll go to a black shop, even though it might be a bit more expensive now. It might be a bit more expensive. However, what you're doing when you're going to that black shop is showing that white people aren't needed, showing that your oppressor isn't the one that controls your spending, isn't the one that controls everything in your life. When you buying into black businesses that actually want the best for your people, then it creates a great ecosystem where we can follow the law, statutes, and commandments and have our own rules and have our own beliefs and not be afraid of getting destroyed by another nation. And with that, we need the Lord. If we're not doing that in the Lord, then it would happen. Whatever happened to them previous businesses that were black owned and then previous societies that were black owned, the exact same thing would happen, because the movement isn't with the Lord. The movement isn't for the Lord. So now if we integrate Yahushua into these movements, if we follow in the law, statutes, and commandments, and we integrate in Yahushua into that segregation where we buying and selling into our nation, you back. If we integrate Yahushua into that segregation and we actually follow the laws of the Bible, and then Christ is returning with his angels and actually destroying them other nations, we're gonna be living like the article said they want to be living. We're gonna be living what? Let me find that word 1 second. We're gonna be living pastorally. We're gonna be pastoral living where we don't have to. Where we live in like a countryside, because the city is not like the greatest place. Like in Jamaica, it's countryside. It's all nice. It's all it's all not cut down trees, because the white man, that's what, when he came here, when he took over the world, he wanted to cut down trees. He wanted to take down agriculture. He wanted to destroy everything. He destroyed literally everything as much as he could. And when we ruling, we don't want to be destroying the world, because trees are life. Trees make us breathe. But the white man wanted to destroy trees to the point of basically extinction. When we ruling, we want to rule with brain cells. We want to rule saying that thing's bringing life. You probably shouldn't cut it down at that rate. You probably shouldn't. The air's not good enough. You probably shouldn't destroy agriculture and animals to the point where that animal is now extinct, because that's what the oppressor does. They bring things into extinction. They bring people into extinction. They try to destroy everything they can. You back?
You back on now, yeah?
Khan, you're back on now.
Can you hear me?
Khan.
Okay. Did you switch it before? Like, did you go into the thing by itself? Did you go into the you know what I mean? Did you go into the link? Because that's probably why I was couldn't hear you. You went into the link?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's why. Yeah, because what happened when you go into the link, you come off this live. Because when I came back on, I couldn't hear you at all. All right. I don't even know where I was now, but just read 27 again.
Khan. Genesis chapter 47, verse 7. And Israel dwelt in the land of
27.
Khan. Genesis chapter 47, verse 27. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the whole age of Jacob was 147 years. And the
That's Exodus. So we're gonna go to Exodus chapter 1 and 1. Exodus 1 and 1.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher. And
so these are today blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right, and where else we've been scattered throughout the whole earth. All right, this is who we are today. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. So Columbus knew that these people was Israelites. All right. The Hamites that sold us from West Africa. Well, we ran into Africa in 70 AD, and the Africans that sold us to the oppressors that brought us by the transatlantic slave trade, they all knew who we were. They all knew that we're these people here. All right. And like it was in Egypt, going under scrutiny. We went from Jerusalem under scrutiny under the Romans. We ran into Africa. Later on, the Africans gathered us up. The children of Ham gathered us up, and they sold us to the English, right? And they brought us on slave ships. That brought us into the Western Hemisphere, all right, in the Caribbean, and enslaved us there. How does on the plantations, making them rich, all right? Read on.
Khan, verse 5. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that great generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceedingly mighty.
So this are the Lord, and waxed exceedingly mighty. This are the Lord blesses when we're together. All right. This is how the Lord blesses when we gather ourselves together. Like Zephaniah 2 and 1 says, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. This is how we're blessed when we gather together in the spirit, in the name of the Most High, in the spirit of the Lord, when we got brotherhood amongst ourselves, when we love each other like the God tells us to, all right? When we love our neighbor like we love ourselves. Our neighbor is ourselves, all right? That brother should look at that brother himself. He should love him like he loves himself, respect him like he respects himself. You understand, etc. All right. In other words, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, which is going to teach us how to do all those things. And it's going to let us know who our neighbor is, because, as I said before, the neighbor is not the China man that lives on that side and the African man that lives on this side and the white, the so-called white man that lives across the road. That's not your neighbor according to the Bible. When the Bible was written in its context, it was written to a nation of people. These same people dwelt in Goshen. These same people went into the promised land. The same people that Moses told, the Lord told Moses to command them, give them commandments, right? Keep my commandments and live. This is the same people. Today, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians scattered in the Western Hemisphere. Read on.
Verse 7, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding and mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
So they always fear us. They're always in fear of us, man. Just like in the Western Hemisphere today, they're always in fear of us, right? So they don't want us to rise up. They don't want us to be strong. They don't want us to have our own land. They don't want us to separate, right? So that's why they gave us the delusion of inclusion. Like we're deluded to think that we can be a part of this fabricated system that the oppressors have created. You understand? Around us, not for us, but around us, to trap us, to entrap us and entangle us. You understand? In their evil and wickedness. All right. Because we are not the same people. We're different people. Our minds think different, man. All right. We don't operate the same. Read on.
Therefore did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built.
There's your overseers in the Western Hemisphere, man. Just like in this Egypt today, we built for them treasure cities, right? What is it? The Pentagon, right? All them places, man. All right, in the Western Hemisphere, we built for them places, man. Them high places. What they say slaves built, right? Slaves built the Pentagon. They only say that when Barack Obama went into office, then they start to say. You never heard it prior to that, all right? But these are things that they hide from us, things that we've done. Our people have built these places, built on the backs of slavery, man. Built on the backs of blood, sweat, and tears, man. That's what the Western Hemisphere is built on. The United Kingdom is built on that, slavery. The United States of America is built on the backs of slaves, man. The blood, bones, sweat, tears, you name it, man, of our people. That's how it's built. This is how this place became Great Britain. It was made great from black people's enslavement. All right. And now is the time for us to separate ourselves, because that integration destroyed our nation. All right. That delusion of inclusion has got us thinking that we're all one, when we're not all one, because we get treated the worst on every single side, all day, every day. All right. Read on.
And they built for Pharaoh trees, Pithom, and Ramses. Verse 12 now. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
In Egypt, we build for Pharaoh treasure cities, man. Right? Washington, D.C. You understand? We built in ancient Egypt. Our forefathers built for Pharaoh treasured cities, just like how we built in America, in England, man. You understand? just like how we built these places, just like how these places was built. All right, of a blood, sweat, and tears, bloodshed, the bones of our ancestors. All right, that's how this place was built, man. And they want us to forget about slavery. We're not supposed to forget, man. That's how Pharaoh built his place, just the same. They after Joseph died, they rose up a new Pharaoh, a new king in Egypt, and he said to hell with them people. They living good over there in Goshen. Why should they live good and we not live good, man? Why should they live good over there? You understand? And having the best in Egypt. We want it all back, man. We want it all, man. Right? Israelites couldn't live in peace in Egypt, man. Right? And just like in this Egypt, in the Western Hemisphere, we can't live peaceful here. Because the oppressors want everything. Even the little that we have now, they're coming to take that all away. Got all nations around us. What do you think that is for? So we can all live good and peaceful and all be happy clapping? No. It's so they can thrive above us and we can constantly and continually be their slaves. The more money the Caribbean borrows from China and these Caucasian, the oppressors, America and all that, the International Monetary Fund and all that, the more enslaved our nation's going to be, man. Then the government's going to call for, more people to have more children. Why? So they can come and work, be a next number to pay off the debt, man. Right? To pay off that international monetary debt, man. And the debt to China. That's 2 debts. And more debts on top of debts, man. That's all Caribbean has got. Jamaica mainly is pure debts. And imagine you come out of slavery and all you digging yourself deep into a deeper grave. Yeah, the infrastructure is growing in Jamaica, getting better, but for who? For who? It's for the oppressors. It's for the other nations. It's for the Chinese to live good. It's for the white man to come down to Jamaica and have a good life and a good holiday and maybe buy a home in this place and live here and live the best life, man. Meanwhile, the black people in this place is struggling and will forever struggle and just be slaves. Just be slaves, just grin teeth when they come and, you got to show them a smile. Otherwise, they're the tourists. They're bringing the money, right? Then now you got to smile for them and be a clown for them, right? We need to separate so we can have our own. That's what we need to do. Segregation is the key. Read that. Finish out.
Verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
And that's what the oppressors are. All the nations are grieved when they see us, man. When they see us multiply, they don't even want to see you, black man. They don't want to see us, man. They are grieved when they see us. They try many different ways to destroy us, to destroy the black race, the Israelite race, right? That's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So it's not just the complexion of your skin, right? You could be light and damn near white, but guess what? You're still not a Caucasian. You're still not a European. So if you're a seed of Jacob, if you're from a black man, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, guess what? You're an Israelite, man. This applies to you, and they ain't gonna like us, man. All right? They still ain't gonna like us. They just don't like the seed of Jacob. That's who they don't like. So even if you can blend in, if you're trying to want to blend in, that's not gonna work, right? Because when we do that, also the Lord is against us too. So we need to realize these things. When we talk about separate or segregate, we talk about getting our nation together again so we can be strong again. That's what we're talking about. Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians together again. Read on.
Khan. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
So they was grieved when we multiplied. When they see us black people together, they grieve, man. They grieve. They're angry. When we was building Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all them places, they was grieved. They was angry, man. When they saw after slavery that we was doing better than them, they was angry and grieved. So they went into the skies and bombed the place down to the ground, man. Blew it all up. You understand? Burn it down to the ground, man. Out of envy and jealousy. And they made up some story that there's a black boy, 14-year-old boy, was whistling at a white woman. A 14-year-old boy was whistling at a white woman, and that made them burn the whole entire Tulsa, Oklahoma down to the ground. and other black communities. It's not just Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's other black communities that was strong, man, and that was black owned. Had our own schools, hospitals, everything, educational system, everything. And the oppressors saw that in the time when they was in their Great Depression, and they said, damn, they living good over there. They living good in Goshen. You know what I'm saying? Like what we're reading here in Egypt. They living good in Goshen. And guess what? The Egyptians said, then people are becoming, after Joseph died, they said, we don't know no Joseph. We ain't got no respect for that guy that, you know, so many years ago or whatever. Just like in you know, when we came in the slave ships, man. Look where we are now. See, we're getting, the Lord is delivering us out, getting ready to deliver us out of this captivity, man. That's why we are where we are. All right, in the position that we're in terms of, you know, we're not the shackled slave no more. That's why we need to get this proper understanding. You understand, so we can escape properly, fully. All right, our mentality is out of this place in the ISUPK, but our body is still here in captivity, man. Our body is still in this place amongst the oppressors. You understand? We getting ready for the Lord to deliver us fully out of this place. All right, you know what they say? Your body leaves, before your body, your mind leaves before your body. Or your body follows your mind, right? It's the same thing with us, man. Our mind's got to be free from them, free, segregated from them, for our body to be fully free from them. You understand? We have to get ourselves, our minds right in order for us to prepare ourselves. The Bible says, rehearse the righteous acts. So while we're in this place, while we're in the Western Hemisphere, in Babylon, the great in captivity, if we rehearse the righteous acts here, you understand, and get prepared for the Lord to deliver us, man. All right. Read on.
Come, verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage and mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field. All their service
there you
wherein...
go, man. There you go. Cutting cane, picking cotton. You understand? Tobacco and all that. And so much other stuff. We need to dig deeper into it as well. But we know lots of other stuff that had our people need to get in order so we can help as well. You know what I mean? There's so everything. We did everything. The slaves did everything. You understand? So when the slave masters, like, you know, they practiced and they did that and they created this and that. We created it and they took it, man. That's why we ain't got nothing to show for it. How do you prove it? When we was slaves, we was owned by them. So the owner of the slave would take the creativity from the slave, man, patent it himself and made it and put his name on it. When we created it, you understand? The Bible says, search out, the Most High search out all the ways of knowledge and have given it unto his servant. See, that's why we can get a barrel, an old tin barrel, chop it in half and, you know, flip it and then put some, you know, all types of things in it and put coal in the bottom and put it on wheels, and then you got barbecue, man. Right? We're creative people. Why? Because the Lord has blessed us with that knowledge, man. And then what happens later on? The heathens will take it over, man. That's what they do. She's take everything away from us, man. And made that overseers, the Pharaoh overseers over us, man. What did the oppressor in the Western Hemisphere have over us? Same thing, man. They put that they put the Irish. They put the Irish as the overseers over our people in the Western Hemisphere. All right, that's who was mainly over us as the overseers. The English ruled, you know, property was it's like the slaves was the English property, but they had the Irish as the overseers, meaning they gave they enslaved the Irish, but they gave them a lighter job to themselves, a lighter job, sorry, to us. They gave them a lot. We was indentured. We was indentured slaves. We like the shackles and chains was on, man. It was the one where the whippings was on. They made the Irish overseers over us. The Irish was the ones on the horses telling us, you know, delegating the work and so on and so forth. All right. So they always say the Irish was enslaved too. Well, they was the overseers, man. Like Bob Marley's dad. I'm not sure Bob Marley's dad is sure or not, but what I'm sure is he was an overseer. All right. What we got now? 14. Finish up 14.
Can't all their service wherein they made them serve, was with rigor.
Rigor, man. Harsh bondage, harsh slavery, man. In bricks and mortar, rigor. And it's the same, nothing ain't changed. Black, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You know, they are the natives picking, you know, in the agriculture in the fields, picking for you know, below minimum wage, man. You understand? Picking fruits and all those things, the grapes and the this and the that for minimum wage. Issachar, I believe that's Mexicans, right? They got them in the field doing all the cheapest labor, right? Cheap, pay them the below minimum wage and all that. Pay them pennies, man. Right? Cents, right? And on top of that, deport them as well, man. Deport them as well. So that's how they treat people. All right, but let's finish that one.
Oh, that's verse 14. You want me to go to 15? Yeah, finish 14.
Did you finish 14? Did you finish it? Oh, that's it on that. Right? So serve with rigor, get Deuteronomy 28 and 68. All right? All our services is rigor. Everywhere we go and we have Hispanic Native Indian, it's rigor, man. It's a rigor work. Hard work, man. Hard work. Clean. Imagine having to clean elderly people. Look at elderly people. People, not your people like that. People that are, you know, are racist, old racist white people. Imagine having to clean them and look after them and give them the tablets, and they're gonna how bad they're gonna treat you, and you can't touch them, you can't harm them because they're old and frail. But their wicked ways is still in them. They're in the bed about to die, and they're still racist as hell. And you've got to look after these people, and they're being vile towards you. You're sitting with rigor amongst these people, man. Says. And that's where we are in the Western Hemisphere. Just, man, nothing ain't changed. We're back in Egypt. Let's read it in here, man. Deuteronomy 68, Baba Kushah, read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. And the Lord...
What?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt again, man. Egypt again, that's slavery back, man. Hispanic man, Native Indian man, Columbus, transatlantic slave trade, the British. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. You understand? And slavery ships, man. Slave ships. You understand? All of it is documented. All of it, you understand? It's in places, excuse me, history is the museum, man. Museum in Liverpool and places, London, everywhere. All the history is there, man. All right? All right? Oh, sorry. All right? All our history and museums and so on and so forth. All right? But they hide it from us. But they've got it, man. In their archives, got it in them, you know, hidden on, you know, in their high places, man. But it's all there. It's all there, man. All right? They've got it. Okay. Read on.
Khan. Into Egypt again with ships.
With ships, man. Right.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We ain't seen Jerusalem since we set foot, you understand, in Africa, and since we set foot on the Western Hemisphere, on the shores of America, Caribbean. We ain't seen Jerusalem ever since. You understand? Get Isaiah 30 and 2, Baba Kushah, Isaiah 30 and 2. We ain't seen these places ever since, man. The Lord said, but we shall go to Egypt again. This is a second time. This is slavery. This is captivity in the Western Hemisphere, man. The transatlantic slave trade, Egypt, bondage, meaning bondage, man. Sub-Saharan slave trade, bondage, man. Right? That's the bondage, man. All right, black people, Israelites went into the sub-Saharan slave trade first. After that, the transatlantic slave trade, man. All right, them Arabs are our people in slavery as well, man. Then comes the English, and they took our people, and sold our people to them, and then they took us over into slave ships, man. Sold the children of Judah, and the children of Benjamin, and the children of Levi into slavery. Remove from Africa seeking refuge and ran all the way over to here in cargo slave ships. And here we are now, man. We're the descendants of these people, man. All right. So are we going into Egypt again, meaning we back in bondage again, back in slavery again. Now we're serving with rigor, just like we did in ancient Egypt, all over again, man. That's what this Bible's talking about. And no man shall buy you, meaning no one's freed us, no one saved us out of our condition. You know what I mean? The slaves, so-called, it bought themselves out of slavery. Imagine that. But what if you bought yourself out of slavery? Why are we still in the oppressor's land? If we bought ourselves out of slavery, that's another delusion. Delusion that we could buy ourselves out of slavery. Another delusion is that we were free. We're free. The oppressor refused, just like how Pharaoh refused to let the people go 3 days in a journey in the wilderness to worship our God by the hand of, but with Moses, is the same way the oppressor will refuse to let us go anywhere away from them, man. Understand that. They need our people. They want our people to be their slaves. All right. Isaiah 30, Baba Kushar. And 2.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
So this is what our people do. When it says walk down to go down into Egypt, we're always looking for the Egyptians' help. We always turn to the Egyptians because they're a powerful and mighty nation around us, right? At that time, we're always looking for them to help us, right? So our people looking to go down to Egypt to ask Pharaoh, you know, for strength, for help, and so on and so forth. You can't ask an oppressor for help, man. The same people that enslaved us, we can't ask them for help. What's our people doing in the Western Hemisphere today? In the Americas, the Caribbean, we're asking the oppressors for help, the International Monetary Fund for help. When we're the ones that they used and abused and had us, you know how many sugar cane have come out of the Caribbean? Do you know how many bananas and pineapples and fruits and all these things have come out of Jamaica and the Caribbean? Do you know how much? You can't listen, man. Only God, He knows. You understand? Same with the America in Brazil and all that, man. You know how much cocoa has come out of Brazil to make chocolate and whatever else, you know, that's big up in them areas. You know how much things, of resources have come out of them places. Well, who benefits from it? The oppressors, man. The oppressors. And then they turn around and say, well, for us to help you build your country up or do this or do that, you're going to have to borrow from an International Monetary Fund. You have to borrow. That means your children after you is going to be indebted to them. Now, they ain't giving us reparations. They ain't done nothing for us. But it's take, and take. And then when say we have to borrow from them, they ain't giving us nothing. They ain't helped us one bit, man. They ain't done nothing for us. And even when we speak, they don't like that, man. It becomes black fatigue, man. It becomes fatigue to them. They don't like to hear the truth. Oppressors don't like to hear the truth, man. So it becomes black fatigue. All right? Or white fatigue, whichever way, you know what I mean? It's spun. Right? They don't like to hear or speak the truth, man. They hate it, man. All right? But just like how ancient Egyptians did us, it's the same way the oppressors doing us today. The modern day Egyptians. We just read it. You shall go into Egypt again with ships. Slavery again, man. The iron furnace again. The furnace of affliction again. You're going to be afflicted. And that's where we are in the Western Hemisphere, man. They unalive our people at any given chance and hold themselves not guilty and never get justice. We never get justice, man. All right? We never get no justice. Rashawn Charles, Tamir Rice, Eric Gardner, Philando Castile, all right? Joy Morgan, you understand? What's the brother over here? Dijon Reed, Mark Duggan, you understand? What's the 2001? 2000, that was, what's that brother, man? Can't remember his name. Stephen Lawrence, man. Stephen Lawrence, no justice, man. You understand? We ain't forgetting what the oppressors done to our people. We can't forget, shall not forget, will not forget, man. You understand? And no black people out there should ever forget, man. All right? what they've done to us and what they keep doing to us as well. This is the thing. Read on.
Khan. To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
And to trust in oppression, to trust in the oppressors who think they're going to help us, man. Trusting in these oppressors, thinking they're going to help us. When they're out to do is destroy us, man. They're scared of us smartly. You understand? Read on.
Khan, verse 2, verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
We're going to be confused when we're not getting help. Like, you mean racism in 2025? Like, what's going on? Yeah, because we're trusting in the oppressors. Trust in your oppressors. The Bible says to trust in your enemies, not even know who your enemies are. Hate our own people. You understand? We think our own people's our enemies, right? We won't forgive our own people, but we'll forgive the oppressors for all those things that they've done to us, man. But our brothers, we can't forgive. Our sisters, we can't forgive. Right? Trusting no oppression. And we become, it makes us, that's our shame, man. Because when it's time for, when it's time for us to get any help, or when this doo-doo hits the fan, everyone's going to be helping their own. Now, where are we going to be, man? You understand? Where are we going to be? Because we've been led up the garden path by the pastors, man, the false prophets, man. And wicked pastors which will lead the children of Israel astray. Led the children of Israel into baptism, into Church of England, man. Led the children of Israel into Seventh-day Adventists. Led the children of Israel into a Church of England, Church of God, and all these other philosophies, man. You understand? These lying pastors, man. Right? Read on.
Come, verse 4. For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help.
See, these oppressors can't profit us, man. They will not help us when this thing goes down. World War III is on its rise right now. You understand? These are times of the prophecies in the Bible. Where are we gonna be, man? When this judgment comes on these oppressors, when the famine comes to this land, what are we gonna do to survive, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man? What are we gonna have to sustain ourselves? Like the other nations, they got their superstores and all that. They got food in them places to hand out to their people when that time comes, man. Chinese, the Asians, and all them nations, the Caucasian, they've got food in their stores to help their people in that time when the doo-doo hits the fan. What have we got, black man? What's your pastor gonna feed you on? Pastor? You know what I mean? What's the pastor's gonna feed you on, man? Been going to church long enough. All that money that they've collected in their tithes and offerings, what they've stolen from the Lord and stolen from the Lord's people, ain't even gonna help the Lord's people. Because they're giving it back to the oppressor, man. That money goes right to the oppressors, man. Into their system. Strengthens them. Right? So it's going to be our shame because we ain't going to have nothing, man. We keep giving it to them. You need to give it to the ISUPK, man. Your tithes and offerings need to come into the ISUPK on the Commanding General your hand, which is really helping black people, really helping Hispanics and Native Indians, man. We've got food drive, clothes drive, and all those things, man. That's where that's going to. And that's where your money should be going to help your own nation and help you and your generations to come, your children's children, man. Think about that. All right. When you give it to the pastor, you look around you. Churches are closing and turning into flats and all that, man. Different businesses now because church ain't making that money no more. They already robbed our people. So they're turning into different adventures now, different franchises now. Do you understand? Yeah, man. Read on.
Can't nor be in help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach.
Reproach, man, shamed and hated. You understand? Because you know, what can you do now, man? Put all your trust in Christianity, put all your trust in the pastor, put all the trust in oppression, and make Egypt, the oppressor, our strength, trusting in his delusion of inclusion, trusting in his jobs. You know why we're the last hired and first fired? Because we trust in integration. And it's our shame. When you go to that job and you can't get the job, because the oppressor choose one of his own people over you, over us, that's to our shame, man. Having to dress up in that suit and tie to, you know, so-called look the part to get a stupid job from them. That's to our shame, man. We should have our own businesses. We should have our own jobs, our own factories. You understand? Our own textiles, our own, creating our own, man. The other nations create their own. They come to England and before you know it, they create their own and have all the business on lockdown. Everywhere on lockdown, man. I know you know why, but guess what? Take our heads out of the oppressors behind, man. Stop following them. That's why that's why we're falling so deep, man. All right, we need to return to our God. Keep these laws, his laws, statutes, and commandments, and that's why we're falling so deep. Read on.
Khan, the burden of the beasts of the south into the land of trouble and anguish, from whence come the young and old lion, the viper and fiery flying serpent. They will carry their riches upon thy shoulders of the young asses, and treasures upon the bunches of camels, to a people that shall not profit them.
And everything we had, they gave over to the other nations, gave over to the oppressors. You understand? Gave it to a people that would not profit us, man. You understand? All them nations do is take from us. Come amongst us and take, use and abuse, man. That's it. And it's time that we see these things and separate. How do we separate? Coming to the ISUPK, man. That's how we separate. All right? We don't see ourselves as the same as these heathens. That's how we separate. We keep these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, man. We have brotherhood, and that's how we separate. And sisterhood, man. It's how we separate, man. All right? Spiritually. All right? Preparing for the Lord to deliver us out of the hands of these oppressors. All right? Out of the hand of our enemies. So we can serve the Lord without any problems, man. We can have our separate society, our own world, man. All right? Because that's what the Lord is coming to see, the world of Israel, man. The world of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We can have our own world. You see how these oppressors got their own world? They call it, and they landed in America. What did they call it, man? The New World. They took it all over and called it the New World. And then now they're coming up with their New World Order. When they want everything a certain way under them. They want every nation to be under them. They go over there and go, you can't have chemical weapons of mass destruction. Neither can you. You can't you can't trade to them. And you can't, because we got beef with these, so you can't trade with these neither. If you trade with these, then, you know, embargo on you as well. No trading for you. Got to do what they say. All right, well, the Lord's coming to put a stop to all of that and put the Israelites back in power. The Christ is coming with 2 million angels to put Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians back on top, man. But yeah, this is where it begins. Now, you can't come and put you on top if your mind ain't ready to be on top, man. You understand? If your mind ain't right, if you're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, then your mind ain't right, man. You understand? You're not ready to be in charge or in power or in, you know, of any authority whatsoever, right? And read on.
Khan, verse 7. For the Egyptian shall help in vain and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this, their strength is to sit still. Now
so these oppressors, you put trusting in them is in vain, man. They're vain, they're fake help. They help you, but they pretend to help you. They pretend to be with us. They pretend to march. Pretend to picket with us and do all of that nonsense, man. And really, they're just studying you. Studying us, man. Finding out how to destroy us. You understand? That's all they're doing, man. Pretending to be with us. And then they forsake you. You understand? And then you cry, man. You're crying out. Read on.
Khan, another one, Khan, verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
A long time, man. Right before them. Let them know it's right here. That's why we're reading it to our people. You understand, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. It's written before you. It's right here in the book, man. Note it in a book for the time to come. The Lord wants our people to understand something. There's a time that's going to come, man, because the Lord knows the people that He created and chose those people, but they are a hard-headed people, though. Read on.
Khan, verse 9. That is a rebellious people, lying
This
children.
is a rebellious. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're a rebellious people, man. Right? We became rebellious. Right? By accepting the ways of the oppressors, we became rebellious. When we came out of Egypt with Moses, they created rebellion amongst Moses, man. This is a rebellious people. Right? Now, every single one of our people are rebellious. We're in the ISUPK, man. We're not rebellious because we listen to the voice of the Lord. But our brothers and sisters out there in the world, and not, you hear the word, and this is you. This fits you. You know this is your people. You know this is happening to your people, and you're just turning a blind eye, and you're blocking your ears from hearing it. A rebellious, man. You don't want to change. You know what I mean? Because whatever weed you're smoking is so good. Whatever pork you're eating is so good. Whatever 304 you're dealing with is so good, man. You know what I mean? To you, that's rebellious, man. Rebellion. Read on.
Khan, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Will not hear what?
Will not hear the law of the Lord.
Don't want to hear the laws of God, man. Lying children. You want to follow the ways of the oppressors. See, you go down to Egypt, you seek the ways of Pharaoh. Pharaoh's a liar, man. You understand? That wicked Pharaoh that rose up that did not know Joseph is a liar. He's wicked. Same Egyptians to the oppressors today, the new Egyptians, the modern day Egyptians. You should go into Egypt again with ships. In this Western Hemisphere, these oppressors are liars, man. These modern day Egyptians are liars, deceptionists. And that's what we want to trust in. Then our children take on their ways and become what? Liars, man. Lying children. That's why the Lord says that. Who are we learning from here, man? The oppressors. That's who we're learning from. People that we're amongst. These nations that's ruling over us, man. Oppressors, man. Read on. Lying children.
Khan, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophecy, deceit.
Right. And they said prophesy deceit. Don't tell us the smooth the good things. Don't tell us the right things to do. You understand? But tell us smooth things. Tell us things we want to hear, man. And that's why they go to the Christian church. Because they want to things that they want to hear. That they can still do what they want to do. They can still sin. They can still YOLO. They can still live the best life, right? And wallow in their sin. They can sin 5 days a week. And go to church on Sunday. Or 6 days a week and go to church on Sunday, man. 5 days in the job. Saturday they're out, shaking the tail and doing all kinds of manner of 304 stuff, right? Our manner of whoremongering stuff, and then go to church on Sunday, give the pastor some money, and they're all good again, man. Right? Not keeping no laws of the Most High, going and breaking every single laws of God. You understand? And paying their way to the pastor, man. As long as the pastor gets his money, they're all right. Read on.
Khan, verse 11. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us.
Right. That's what the people amongst our people that say that the people that don't want to return to the Lord, man. That's what they say, man. It's cause the Holy One of Israel to cease. We don't want to hear that truth. We don't want to hear what's right for us, right? Cause him to cease. That's why they don't know the Lord in the Christian church, because they'll rather bang a tambourine and foam at the mouth. It's causing the Holy One of Israel to cease. They don't want to hear the true God, man. They don't want to hear the need to cover up themselves, and women must dress modestly. All right. So the bodies, the cleavage and all that ain't showing, man. All right. The legs ain't out there naked. Right. For everyone to see on display. Their body, their choice, man. All right. They don't want to hear all. Yeah.
Read on. Verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
Right, it's like a swelling and trusting in oppression, it's like swelling in a high wall, man. Like a breach in the wall that at any time it could just give way. All right. Read on.
Verse 14. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it a shard to take fire from the earth, or to take water withal out of the pit.
Keep reading.
Verse 15. For thus saith the Lord God, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest shall ye be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, and ye would not.
So in returning, that's where we're going to find rest. In gathering ourselves together, man. In returning back to our nation, nationality. In returning to our people, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. This is where we're going to find rest. When we turn and be brothers to our brothers. You understand? Sisters to our sisters. You understand? When we turn and be our nation again, that's where we're going to find rest, man. All right? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indian, when we turn towards each other and put our love and dedication towards each other and help build each other up, that's where we're going to find peace. That's where we're going to find rest. All right? When we turn to our God. All right? In the spirit of brotherhood. That's where we're going to find rest. Read on.
Verse 16. But ye said, no, for we will flee upon horses. Therefore shall ye flee, and we will ride upon the swift. Therefore shall they pursue you to be. Therefore shall they that pursue you be swift.
See, so you think you're going to get away, and those that pursue us are going to be swifter. Think we're smart? Those that pursue us are going to be smarter. That's what they say. We ain't going to get away. Because why? It's the anger of the Lord that's upon us. The Lord, when we turn against the Lord, he's against us. And when the Lord is against us, the Lord allows the heathens or the other nations to be his, to be his correction, so to speak. All right, that's what the Lord does. The Lord used the other nations, kick us into touch, right? The Lord used the oppressors because what it is, the Lord sent prophets. Our people didn't want to hear it. Hate the prophet. The Lord sent his prophets. Our people, persecuted the prophets, hated the prophets. So don't tell us good things, tell us smooth things. Right? And then when the judgment came, when the punishment came, the oppressors weren't there. No one was there to help them, man. And the Lord gave them over into the hands of the oppressors. Gave our people over into the hands of the oppressors, man. Because if we don't want to serve the Lord, we're going to serve the oppressors. So the Lord has punished that when we realize the oppressors, the devil that the Bible speaks of, then we can turn back to the Lord and say, damn, Lord, I have sinned. done perversely. You understand? Me serving him, the oppressors, or me serving or me serving the Most High. Which one's best, man? One gives you death, no peace, no rest, comfort, no nothing, and one gives you peace and rest. Which one do you want, man? You want life or death? Serving the oppressors, death. The Lord brings us life, gives us life, man, makes us stronger, and all that. But which one do we want, man? Read on.
Quran verse 17. 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one, at the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain, and as an ensign on a hill.
Right. See, there's only a few of us around now, right? Because we've not been serving our God, man. We've been scattered abroad. You understand? We've been segregation. A brother said, true top soil, US dollar classic. Anyway, segregation is a good thing. Yep. It stops black men from being isolated, right? Because they scattered us out into them, amongst them all the nations, divide our neighborhoods up and integrate us amongst them. And guess what? We become isolated, man. Our people out there amongst the oppressors being isolated. And when you isolate you and break you down, you understand? Break down your spirit and everything, man. That's their aim, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, they will not stop until they wipe us off the face of the earth, if it was possible. But with the Lord, it ain't possible, man. But they will always keep trying. All right? That's why we need to gather ourselves together. This is very imperative for our survival. All right, read on.
Quran verse 18. And therefore will the Lord wait, that he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will he be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you. For the Lord is a God of judgment. Blessed are all they that wait for him.
All right. See, the Lord is a God of judgment, man. Justice. All right? Justice, man. So if we wait for the Lord, you wait for the Most High, guess what he's going to do, man? He's going to give us justice. So all what the oppressors have done, all these oppressions that they bestowed upon us, that they put upon us, man, they're going to get it. All right? We're going to get justice if we wait on the Lord. All right? We're not supposed to take vengeance for ourselves. The vengeance belongs to the Most High. All we need to do is gather ourselves together, man. Make our nation stronger that way. Read on.
Quran. For the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem. Thou shalt weep no more. He will be very gracious unto thee at the voice of thy cry. When he shall hear it, he will answer thee. And though the Lord...
There you are. Yeah, hold it there for now. That's the class, isn't it? 5 past. 5 past. All right. Oh, sweat. We'll call it. We'll come back to it. Got then I call it.
Oh, Khan. Man of Israel, I'm Madian.
Hold on. Yeah.
I'm Madian Shabbat.
Oh, sorry.
I'm Madian. Barak. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Brakatha.
Yahweh Bashem Brakatha.
Yadimatah. Saw, which means turn if it's turn. To the sisters, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. No. To the sisters, I'm Madian Shabbat. I'm Madian. Barak. Yahweh Shema Alathan Bashem Yahushai. Yadimatah. Class dismissed.
Yo, technical fault with the internet, man, just keeps playing up these days. All right, so we'll have to see if we're going to pick that back up next week. I wanted it to just be a one thing, but we'll see. All right, no sweat. All right, we say Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham to the brothers, Yahweh Shemal Atham Hashem Yahushua to the sisters. All right, Shalom Israel, and Tawada for the reader as well. All right.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithes. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Okay.